Wahala no dey finish at all. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back again. It's your boy Uche with yet another video. And today we're going to be talking about Bobrisky versus Nigeria. Man, I swear to God Almighty, this life is not real. Like, I'm at the point in my life that literally nobody can convince me that this is reality. It is impossible for me to actually sit here and pretend that this is reality because none of this makes sense. Too many things in this world don't make any sense whatsoever. And I'm truly, fully convinced that this is not reality. I am dreaming. But anyway, chat, I'm not trying to get too philosophical with y'all because I know some people are not into philosophy. But let's talk about Bobrisky versus Nigeria. For people who don't know who Bobrisky is, Bobrisky's legal name is, because you people should forgive me so I don't butcher this name, Okuneye, that sounds Igbo, Okuneye Idris Olanrewaju, because Yoruba people don't crucify me. But anyway, her name is Okuneye Idris Olanrewaju, popularly known as Bobrisky, is a very famous trans woman in Nigeria, born and raised in Nigeria and currently lives in Nigeria. Very controversial, probably one of the most controversial people on the continent, to be honest with you. And Bobrisky has been Bobrisky for a long time. A couple of years ago, before she transitioned, when she was still a man, she was arrested and went through so much public humiliation. There's videos and pictures of Bobrisky when she was still a man circulating all around the internet. And another thing too that is very controversial of Bobrisky is the fact that Bobrisky lightened her skin, okay? Bobrisky used to be very dark skinned, probably even darker than me, Chad. But somehow, shout out to the filters and the bleaching creams and all kinds of procedures out there, Bobrisky done bleached everything, and now Bobrisky looks red bone, yellow bone, eye yellow, Chad. Bobrisky is popping. So as you can tell, Bobrisky is a very big media sensation, considering the fact that Bobrisky lives in a country as homophobic as Nigeria. And for people who don't know, homosexuality when caught in the act is punishable up to 14 years in prison in Nigeria. So understandably, everybody's like, who's this Bobrisky? And this Bobrisky is just flaunting money everywhere. Who is this person that don't used to fear anybody, just doing whatever they want? Bobrisky also refers to herself as Mummy of Lagos, okay? If you don't know anything about Lagos, Lagos is the most populous city in Nigeria and also one of the biggest cities in Africa, also one of the biggest financial hubs in Africa. So Bobrisky, Mummy of Lagos. Now, if you've been following the news recently, Bobrisky has been arrested, I think sometime last week or a couple of days ago, for some charges regarding abuse of Naira. I saw again, what is this? Money laundering. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Just nonsense and rubbish. But anyway, Bobrisky was arrested for abuse of Naira. Now, the interesting thing about this abuse of Naira is apparently in Nigeria, it's illegal to throw money in the air. Which me personally, I'm gonna just be honest, child, I've never heard of this before, ever. Like, this weirded me out. Again, going back to me saying this life is not real. Like, it's not making sense. Because everyone knows that Nigerians throw money. Like, literally everybody. Even here in America, I've actually met Americans who always talk about like, hey, I didn't know that Nigerians throw money like that. Like, every time like I have an American person, whether it's a black person, a white person, whoever it is, who goes to a Nigerian party, weddings, any type of party, Nigerians just throw money. It's sort of like a tradition, cultural thing for every Nigerian. Maybe I've even done that at some point, to be honest with you, but it's a thing. Everybody does it. Politicians do it, celebrities do it, regular people do it. Literally everybody and their mama have thrown money, okay, in parties. It's a Nigerian thing. And then money laundering, like I said, I don't know what the fuck that is. Because you people should get me. Is that when people steal money? Is that when people print fake money? Which one is it, I beg? But yes, Bobrisky is definitely known for large parties all throughout Lagos. This is one of the things that makes her popular, okay? She throws elaborate parties literally every year, okay? And Bobrisky is very known to be out there and known to be throwing bundles of money. And everybody's just shocked as to how this person is able to live their lives as openly and boldly as a trans woman. And the fact that this person came from nothing to the point that they make so much money, to the point that they're throwing money. So the fact that the country is going through a recession and this person is throwing money lavishly gets a lot of people curious. Who is this person? Now, Bobrisky claims to sell cream, okay? Like bleaching cream, like the same thing that she went through to lighten her skin, you know, to go from darker than me, Chad, to be able to be, you know, Beyonce. And if y'all don't know, I know this is sad to admit it, but I'm just keep it real, Chad. Skin bleaching is very popular in Nigeria, especially with the women. I know it's not just Nigeria. I know some Asians do it, some Jamaicans do it, and so on and so forth. But, you know, since I'm Nigerian and I'm from Nigeria, I have the audacity to talk about it today. And today I got time. According to WHO, 77% of Nigerian women bleach their skin, which is basically 8 out of 10 people. 8 out of 10 women in Nigeria bleach their skin. So this is a big market for it. But then, of course, a lot of people are just putting 2 and 2 together and thinking like, okay, yes, it is a lucrative business in Nigeria, you know, but like that cannot be the source of your money to be able to live so extravagantly like that. Now, before I start dissecting today's topic, I'm gonna give disclaimers, okay? Me personally, as Uche, I'm gonna keep it real, Chad. I'm not a Bobrisky fan, I've never been, okay? Also, I am not a Bobrisky hater. I really don't care. I'm just keeping it real, okay? There's literally nothing about Bobrisky that I can relate to. Absolutely not a damn thing. Bobrisky is Bobrisky, and everybody knows what Bobrisky is, and it is what it is. I don't walk around with hate in my life. I know there are some hating ass people out there, and some of y'all be watching me too, Chad. Always on my page, but never double tap like me. And that's all tea, all shade. But anyway, that's not who I am, okay? If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. If there's nothing about you that I can relate to, it is what it is. My approach, for the most part, is neutral with everyone until something becomes personal. Then I give you a personal response. So I would not sit here and act like I'm a Bobrisky fan, because I'm not. I also would not sit here and act like I am a hater, because I'm not. I could care less. Bobrisky is doing Bobrisky, Uche is doing Uche. It is what it is. I also want to remind people, especially the slow ass people all the way in the back, Bobrisky does not represent anyone else but Bobrisky, okay? Bobrisky is not the face of trans people. Bobrisky is not the face of LGBTQ. Bobrisky is not the face of bleaching cream. Bobrisky is not the face of Nigeria. Bobrisky is not the face of Africa. Bobrisky is the face of Bobrisky. Me personally, Bobrisky is nothing but an attention whore. That's just me keeping it real. I'm not trying to throw no shade. It's just what it is. Bobrisky has capitalized off attention. And attention whorism, I talked about this before, is the newest currency, okay? Shout out to Lovely T for talking about that. Attention whorism is the biggest currency, bigger than money. People will do anything for clout. And thanks to social media, look at me and look at me, look at what I got, is now the order of the day. And I don't necessarily fault Bobrisky for this, okay? Vanity is human. It is what it is. Even me to a certain extent, I'll be doing some shit too, of course with moderation, because it's human. It is okay. And Bobrisky is not the only person who does this. A lot of celebrities do this, especially Nigerian celebrities, both men and women. We call it packaging. You have to take pictures. It's all about the angles and the lighting. Everything has to be important. I do it too, Chad, okay? Strategically too. Sometimes I'll be posting thirst traps. Why? Because I got it and I can. And sometimes I do it on purpose to give the haters something to talk about, Chad, okay? Shit. But it is understandable. Everyone does it to a certain extent. To sit here and act like you don't crave attention is just ridiculous. It's just human. But I would recommend in moderation. However, Bobrisky has capitalized off attention whorism because Bobrisky knows that the world, especially Nigeria, is watching. And I'm gonna also be honest with you, okay? This is just my opinion. I believe that Bobrisky has the audacity to do what she does in Lagos and so boldly because Bobrisky is backed by powerful people. There's no way that you, a child of a nobody, can come from nothing and be LGBTQ and flaunt so braggadociously and so elaborately and so flamboyantly in one of the biggest cities in not just Nigeria, a very homophobic country, and also one of the biggest cities in Africa, a very homophobic continent. So to me, it's only common sense for me to assume that the reason why Bobrisky is able to do that is because Bobrisky has the backings of some powerful people. And that's a whole nother conversation, Chad. But if you know, you know. But we thank God. Now, like I said, Bobrisky was arrested for all kinds of horse shit, okay? That's all nonsense to me. Even though I'm not a Bobrisky fan, nor a hater, I have the ability to be neutral. I look at everything from a neutral perspective. The only true crime that Bobrisky committed is just choosing to not conform to the monarchy in Nigeria, point blank period. Choosing to not conform to the monarchy in Nigeria and Nigeria's hypocrisy. That's the only true crime that Bobrisky committed. Now, I know that everybody, for some fucking weird reason in Nigeria, is a fucking theologian, okay? I love to dust off your Bibles when it's convenient. Even though all of you people, you don't keep that Bible, that same Bible that you're using to criticize somebody and crucify somebody, now, also yaba, but we thank God. Now, I'm gonna keep it real, again, for the slow ass people all the way in the back. The real reason Bobrisky is famous, or has at least been able to rise to fame, is because of you. Yes, you. Your hate and your hypocrisy is the reason why Bobrisky is famous. And I'm not gonna fault her, okay? Shit, when you see a sucker, you pick it up and you lick it. Yeah, it's a bunch of suckers. years. Bobrisky is a very intelligent person and business savvy at that. Bobrisky understands that the average Nigeria is so pained and hypocritical and self-righteous and just full of shit. That's why Bobrisky is giving y'all a show on the internet. Y'all made this person famous. You know, it's really interesting how people claim to not like someone, yet you're glued on that person's matter. That doesn't make any sense to me, because like I said, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. You claim you don't like somebody, yet you're glued on that person. You're always on that person's page. Like I said, some of y'all claim to not like me, including some of the people here in Houston, yet you're always on my page. But we thank God. So haters, you might want to come close. Let me let you in on a little secret. If you truly don't like someone, pay that person dust. Period. As in, you don't like somebody, don't say anything. Don't go to their page. Don't comment, don't like, don't share, don't nothing at all. Matter of fact, you can actually mute that person's profile if the algorithm keeps bringing it to you. You can block them, you can delete whatever, you can unfollow, whatever it is. That is how you act if you truly don't like someone. And it's okay. It's okay if somebody's values and principles don't align with yours. It's okay. But the fact that you claim to not like someone, yet you are obsessed with that person, is giving sickness in the head. All tea, all shade. And that's exactly why Bobrisky is famous, because of you. And you know what? Your obsession with another person's life is actually a reflection of you, and that's a whole nother conversation. Because a person who is truly whole, a person who's truly a boss, a person who's truly satisfied and confident in their life is too busy paying attention to their own life. As in, they are focusing on their focus, but you are focusing on somebody else's focus. But you get blame, you start blaming innocent village people, but it's you all going. Now, to all the hypocritical Christians who are rejoicing at the fact that Bobrisky has been apprehended and arrested by EFCC, remember that same Bible said, the same Bible you people like to dust off when it's convenient, said, true love does not rejoice in evil, but rejoices in truth. And while you are rejoicing and laughing and shining tattoo like Okuroko, don't forget that there are still issues in Nigeria. Come closer for all you slow ass people all the way in the back. I love my people, but god damn. Remember, there's still issues that Nigeria is plagued with, from insecurities, poverty, horrible healthcare systems, poor education systems. Let's keep it real, Chad. All that nickel jam, I take it, my dear. Let's be honest with ourselves. Those things are useless. The only hope that some of you people have is that you are praying to Japa, as in go to white countries or Bodoyibo, so that hopefully you can help your destiny. Your country now more cool. Your country is on fire. Don't forget that. While you are rejoicing and shining 32, horrible roads, lack of security, minimal opportunities for the average youth. Poverty is on fleek in Nigeria. Meanwhile, your politicians are embezzling money. They are stealing your money and going abroad. They are going to America and Canada, Obodoyibo, to have their children. Their kids are born with privilege that your own children don't have. Don't forget that. When they get sick, they get on the plane and go to Obodoyibo for treatments. They come to America, they go to the UK, they go to India, they go to anywhere else to get proper medical attention, something that you do not have access to. Their children don't go to school in Nigeria. These are the real criminals that embezzle billions. Don't forget that there's a difference between millions and billions. Just because millions and billions sound similar does not mean that they're the same thing. 1 billion is 1 million times 1,000. A lot of these people embezzle billions, several hundred billions in your name. Billions that should be transforming your life. Don't collect cents. And for those of you in the abroad, as in they don't know the Nigerians who live outside of Nigeria, yeah, tweeting and happy from Canada, from USA, New York, from London, let me tell you something. I know a lot of Nigerians here and abroad will not tell you this, but Uche is a realist, and I'm gonna keep it all the way real. If you are Nigerian and you do not live in Nigeria and you migrated to the West specifically for greener pastures, that is not a flex. Get that in your head. I'll say it again. If you are Nigerian or African in general, but let's focus on Nigeria right now, and you do not live in Nigeria and you migrated to the West, you migrated to somebody else's country, but specifically to the West in search of greener pastures, it is not a flex. You are a refugee. I don't care if you have an American passport through naturalization. I don't care if you have a British passport because you married a British person. I don't care. You're not from here. You were not born and raised here. Your parents were not born and raised here. Your grandparents were not born and raised here. You are a refugee. Point blank fucking period. Get that in your fucking head. It is not a flex that you have to leave your own country because Okunaba to go to somebody else's country to go and look for greener pastures because Okunaba na your village. If Africa is truly Wakanda, what are you doing here? What are you doing in America? No nata burger, nata hot dog. I forgot on if when somebody sees you, I think you're pregnant. What are you doing in America? Why not go back to your village and go and harvest vibranium? Stay in somebody else's country and be laughing like mumu because your own country does not have common recognition for human rights, basic human rights, especially for the ones in Nigeria. Actually, let's keep it real. You're laughing at injustice on another human being. Tomorrow will be your turn. Let's see if you be laughing then, because what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. I'm gonna keep it real. I genuinely appreciate the fact that I'm American living in America, okay? America has definitely provided me with so many privileges and opportunity that my own country, unfortunately, has not been able to provide me and cannot be able to provide me, actually. America has given me the audacity to be Uche, and it's sad that I had to leave Nigeria to come to America for me to be me. That is unfortunate, and it's not a flex. This whole thing is a hot mess, okay? Quite sad, quite hypocritical, and like I said, I'm not a Bobrisky fan. I could care less. I'm very neutral. Bobrisky is just Bobrisky. You know, she does her thing. Who the fuck am I, okay? And I'm doing my own thing. Who the fuck is anyone to tell me to not be Uche, okay? Live and let live. That's my philosophy, and it is what it is, and I could care less. But let's be real. They're talking about Bobrisky is going to be there for 6 months. Me, just personally, I highly doubt that Bobrisky will be there for 6 months, okay? I think one or two things will happen. That's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I'm gonna give this whole thing 1 or 2 weeks. I think she'll be out. I don't think Bobrisky will be there for an entire month, to be honest with you. It's either that or Bobrisky will be dead. And the reason why I say Bobrisky will be either released in 1 or 2 weeks, less than 1 month, or dead is because of the powerful people backing her up. I think that there are some powerful people who are behind Bobrisky that has given Bobrisky the audacity. I think those people are going to pull some strings to release Bobrisky before she starts talking. Let's just keep that real, Chad. We all know that in Nigeria, everything's connection is who you know and who knows you. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It's either that or they'll unfortunately take her out before she starts talking like Jeffrey Epstein. But that's a whole nother conversation. But that's just my opinion, okay? I'm gonna just watch and see how this whole unfortunate event plays out. But then who am I? I'm just a regular nobody all the way from Abia State. Like I said, this life is not real. Eba, Uche, wake up. Remember, if you are Nigerian and you are shining 32, celebrating that Bobrisky, somebody who has done nothing wrong to you, who is just living their life, has been unjustly arrested and persecuted just for being herself. Meanwhile, your politicians that are embezzling money, the real criminals that are embezzling billions of dollars that should go to your own family, that should go to your entire generation. Meanwhile, they are living their best lives and keeping you in perpetual poverty, even though they have the means to shift that poverty to prosperity. Shame on you, you're an idiot, and you deserve your struggle. Uche, peace and love, or death.